Starting a weight loss journey can seem really overwhelming, can't it? And I know it felt like that for me. There seems like a mountain to climb. And I'm going to tell you in this video, if I was starting from scratch, how I would start a weight loss journey. And the first thing to say is don't try to do too much too soon. Break it down into simple steps. It's not about weighing your food. It's not about doing a ton of exercise. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in great shape. And I know a lot of you watching this tell me that you find my videos really helpful and inspiring, but you just want to get started and you don't know how to get started. So I'm going to tell you in this video, if I was starting from scratch, if I was doing no activity and no meal planning, how I would start on my weight loss journey. These are 5 simple steps that you can take. I'm going to give you 2 to start off with. That's all you're going to start off with. Do you know that one of the best forms of exercise is actually walking? Most people can do it. It's very accessible and it's cheap, isn't it? It costs you nothing. The health benefits, particularly for women over 40 and 50, are amazing. It's really good for your mental health. It's really good for your heart health. It's not hard on your joints. It's easy for anybody to do and take part in. And what I want you to do, if you're first starting and you're not doing any activity at all, I want you to walk for 10 minutes a day and you start building up from there. The number 2 thing, so there's just 2 things that I want you to do to start off with, really cutting down on the high sugar and processed foods. So it's about eating a healthy whole foods diet, but I don't want you to do anything else. Just cut out the high sugar and the processed foods. So you're talking about the fast foods, the chips, the cakes, the cookies. Clear them out of your home. That's really going to help you. And once you've got that down, so give yourself a goal of getting that down for 2 weeks, you can start to incorporate 3 other things that I'll mention. So to start off with the walking, start increasing that by 5 minutes. So, you know, if you're doing 10 minutes, increase it week by 5 minutes. So you increase that to 15 minutes. And it's kind of really manageable. If you can think like that, you start off small and gradually build up. That is how I would do my weight loss. I wouldn't have a lot in there really early on because it becomes overwhelming and it's too much to take on. Then you can start to incorporate a bit of strength training 2 or 3 times a week, and what you want to do is gradually build up. If you're new to strength training or you've been a long time out of exercise, you can use these type of resistance bands and you can do it from home. I'm going to link up here a beginner's strength training program that I have that starts off with using resistance bands, a really accessible way for you to start incorporating your strength training. And that's what I would do if I was starting from scratch now. I wouldn't move straight on to going to the gym and doing heavy weights at this point. Start off with something that's manageable and accessible. So let's move on to food now, and the number 4 thing I want you to do with food. So you've had 2 weeks now. This is what I would do with cutting out processed foods, high sugar foods. So now start to incorporate fresh fruit and vegetables, a healthy whole foods diet. Try to go for whole grains. If it grows in the ground or if it can swim, walk and fly, then you can eat it. But avoid foods that have had too much messing around with. Processed foods are things like sausages and bacon. Rather than eating that, it's much better to eat
lean pork. And as far as your fruit and veggies go, you can eat frozen veggies if you're on a tight budget, and you can eat fish from a can, but try to go for the stuff in brine or water rather than added oils and sauces. I promised you at the start, it's not going to be weighing out food and it's not going to be measuring food at this point. So what I recommend you do, once you've got your healthy whole food diet nailed, you started cutting out the processed foods, is you actually start to incorporate protein at every single meal and snack. So examples of protein are lentils and beans, tofu, chicken, lean meat, any type of fish or shellfish. As I said, it could be fish in a can, eggs. You know, you can get protein from dairy products like Greek yogurt as well, which is really, really good for you. So just start being mindful of protein and eating it at every single meal and snack.
And I promise you, if you take those small steps, it's going to be much easier to start, and you will notice an improvement by just taking those small steps in the first couple of weeks. And then you can gradually incorporate more of the strategies that I'm talking about, like increasing your protein, rather than trying to do too much too soon, which can seem overwhelming. And then what happens is you just don't feel like starting, do you? And once you've incorporated those 5 steps, I'm going to link a video here that takes you on to the next level,